You go up, I go down. I can, man. I'm being honest.
You got a deal straight from Baby Boo.
I love you.
I don't
But
know
I
you know
think it
anybody that
is-
speaks Polish? That's what we need to find.
Well, I do.
Oh,
Gotta take a sip. Hi guys, Pete over here. Wow, I'm blown away, guys. I'm looking at the GoFundMe that we did for Tom, for Nick's father. You guys are unbelievable. Over 400 donations from you. We are over 15 grand. This is amazing. You changing these people's lives, guys. I can't say enough. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everyone who open up their heart and open up their wallets to help out his family. It means a lot to me and obviously to his family. It will change everything for them. So thank you. Let's get into today's video.
Y'all selling that lamp over there?
I think so. This one is broken.
Y'all selling that lamp right there?
You cannot fix that.
No. Yeah, that's cool.
I had the same one broke on me.
I ain't never seen nothing like that
Have it. I
before.
mean, I'm just
Dump
gonna.
it. I don't want it because it's liability. Somebody's gonna buy it.
No, I
and
mean,
they
you
can-
could throw it away or whatever. I don't.
Yeah.
our dumpster's jam-packed.
Good.
I'm not familiar with this one, so I gotta look it up. I don't know what they go for. Average selling price is right about 80 bucks, 76, 80. I usually offer about half, so you're looking at like 40 bucks. This is what they sold within,
Right.
last few days.
Can you do 45? Because that's exactly what I need is 40 bucks.
I can do 35. You go up, I go down. I can, man. I'm being honest. 40, half is what I do on stuff, So,
Okay, that's cool.
okay.
That's cool.
All right. I do need your ID. I'll
Yeah.
write you up. What are you trying to get out of this Brian Leach jersey? The White Sox one, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah,
I just can't move them. They're horrible. They're not doing anything. I'm not
I don't
selling.
even blame you. Don't worry.
But
Honestly-
the Bryants, with the Rangers, good name. If I don't move it here, I'll move it online. What are you trying to get out of it?
$50 if possible.
I know it's Mitchell Mass. It's good brand, but the size is small on it. Look,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
brand new ones, 127, 119, 119.
Yeah. But it's gonna be harder to move a small. I get it.
So even $99 for a new one too. 30 bucks. That because I think I can price it here for like 60, 65 maybe. That's all I can do on it here.
Can
So
we
that
meet
works?
at 40?
Over here at the
That's
Tree
about
House,
as low as I'm
and
willing to go. I'm
the
sorry,
total we
but
were at is
I bought it a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
it's like I wore it a couple times, but not gonna say it's brand new. There's no way I can.
Well, I can't sell it as new, right? It has
Exactly.
no
No,
tags
exactly.
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
That's why I
Um,
pretend. But
Maybe throw it on Facebook Marketplace, and you probably will get closer to the number I'm talking, and you make a little bit more money. I'm gonna pass.
all right, that's understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all right, man.
I'm
Don't
sorry,
worry
man.
about it. Yeah. It's no problem. I can't blame you. It's probably hard to move jerseys in general. Sure.
Well, it's a little bit easier if they're local teams, but
Yeah.
he's a good guy. But good luck.
All right. Well, thank you.
You got it. So in a few minutes, I'm gonna be starting a live auction here on CraigslistHunter.net, and I'm getting things lined up here and ready for me to go. But many of you guys ask a lot of times, how do I know when the auctions are happening? So the best way is go to CraigslistHunter.net, sign up on CraigslistHunter.net, and then when I post that the auction is ready to go live like a day before, you will get a notification. Either you will get a message through app, if you are on iPhone. If you are on Android, you will get an email, and that way you guys will know when the auction is happening and when you can come by and participate and bid on it. A lot of people watch on YouTube. You can't bid on YouTube. You have to come to CraigslistHunter.net, and that's when you can bid on it. I thought I would share that with you guys because there's seems to be a lot of confusion when people start watching. How do I bid? How do I bid? You need to be on CraigslistHunter.net.
The other day, my wife said, "Now, where is it you're going?" And I said, "Well, here, watch this video." And I showed her, and it happened to be the video of the cat laying here, stretching, and then falling off the counter. It was so funny. It just that's the only
It happens more often than you know, actually, because
We have a big yellow lab, and he falls asleep in a chair that he's way too big for.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon, you hear this clunk, and he's on the floor. And cats can land on their feet. Dogs just get freaked out, you know.
funny story about that too. Actually, the bird. Sometimes she climbs upside down into her cage. She's holding on, and at least twice over the last couple of months, I heard thud, and then she gets up and like climbs back on the perch, just hoo hoo hoo, starts giggling.
Well, there's the cat. Hello, cat.
Yeah, there's the famous cat.
Famous cat.
But yeah, overall, I mean, so far this one, it looks
Well,
extremely
I think-
clean. I think everything should be in there.
And I think if you look, you'll see
If
there
not
was
most.
originally there was a box, and then each of these was a drawer. So this is not a complete set in that what you could potentially buy.
Yeah,
there's
talking-
yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
So each of these, so there were multiple ways. So you could buy the kit. So just some little rich. This is not something that poor people living in Germany. These came from a camera shop. I used to live in Budapest.
Yeah.
And there was a camera shop that I would go to just to see what they had. And because they would buy estates, and they'd have to take everything in order to get this guy's camera collection. So I would find these things like this. And these Marklins, which was a brand I was familiar with, because my dad was into trains when I was a kid, and Marklin was just a killer brand.
Yeah.
And so I recognized it, and then I started looking at the pictures, and I don't remember how much I paid for them. I bought these in probably in 2010.
Yeah.
But just the condition is really cool. And I put this cardboard, this is not part of the original cardboard.
Yeah.
So this came with this paper, which has the Marklin imprint on it, and then these different little catalogs. But then you start looking at these. Now look at this one. Now there's a little bit of paint loss here,
Yeah.
but no one's ever unwound those.
Yeah,
because
no,
nobody would ever put those back. And then here are all these girders. What do you think they're, Kitty? And these tins are just so cool. And here's all the different little findings, little
Yeah.
clips and things.
No, it's extremely clean actually for its age.
Yeah, so this thing, and I have a couple other things out in the car. If you're interested in, if you had people lined up, I wouldn't bother you. This is a camera that needs to find a new home. I almost cut that strap in half, didn't I?
Yeah, I saw that. You corrected
It was close. This is an All Vista. It's a panoramic camera, and everything is.
probably need this again.
Yeah, let me cut this. I'm really careful. It's silly. This stuff has survived getting beat around, and all of a sudden we start treating it like it's, like it's minks. They're mink. So in here, this panel back here, secret panel, opens up. And this is really cool to read about the date. It tells you the date that it was checked by somebody, all written in pencil. And all these are the governors. And you'll see these are not impossible to find information about, but it totally works. It's got a clockwork in it. I'll leave these in the rag so they don't rattle around. But so the bigger paddles make it go slower. So
Okay.
it depends on how much light there is,
Yeah.
I guess. And my wife teaches at a university where they have a photography department, and I've talked to people for 10 years. Hey, I've got this panoramic camera. Can we play with it? And everybody, oh yeah, sure, oh sure. But then everybody's all into digital.
Yeah.
But this actually opens up, and if you want me to open it up, and then this triggers. I forget now. This is how you wind it. Now that's the film. Oh, here's the clock. So you cock it like that.
And then the camera
Everybody
swings out
stands
slowly.
out here. You pull the lens cap off. That's all and then you hit. Now, if those little paddles were on there, it
Yeah.
would slow it down, like a governor on a steam motor.
Yeah.
So then
Little resistance.
cock it again.
Because I know you said you had found them too in the past. But
I've seen them all over the place over the
Yeah.
last. These have been in my office. I would occasionally say, I wonder what those, and I would look them up, and sometimes you find them and they're
Yeah.
$25. You go, good God, I ought to buy that and
Yeah.
improve my collection. Or sometimes they're $300 because they're complete or they're this. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a shy guy. I would take $200 for all three of those.
Okay.
Is that fair for you? Or are you thinking somewhere else?
I mean, it's a little bit of shock for me because I didn't see anything that sold that high, but of course nothing was as clean.
With all the big
there were
ones.
sets like smaller sets, like probably like this one or this
I'm not
one
sure what this is either.
that sold for like $20-$30 or whatever.
What do you think?
But
So 200 is too much for you. Well, here, look.
well, it's Peter's money I'm spending, so I'm just a little bit uneasy about it. I mean, half of that for sure I'd be comfortable, but anything more than that, I think if you have a few minutes, we can wait until Peter gets here
That's fine.
and see.
No, so let's look. If these aren't taking up too much space or
Yeah.
too much of your time, and I'm having a good time, right?
Yeah,
I have a couple other things I'll bring in.
sure.
Since you're not
For now,
throwing
we'll
me
put
out
these
when I
off to
said
the side.
$50 on this, and I'm okay with that. And the other thing is, I realize I've destroyed all my packaging, so you kind of have me over a barrel. I can't leave here with my stuff. I have another couple things for fun to look at.
Sure.
Owned a factory on the south side of Chicago that was called Porcelain Enamel Finishers.
Okay.
And a lot of these porcelain enamel signs in here he made, because a lot of them were ordered from a company that did reproduction signs.
Okay.
The only one I think is original, I think, is your Bucyrus Erie back there. I think that's a real sign, but he
Yeah.
made those for Bucyrus Erie. But then later he made them for people who wanted collectors. But like this Pratt & Whitney one, the round one,
I think that one is original. It's in the case up there. I did sell some others that I think were also original, but
Yeah.
a lot of these are kind of older.
you can kind of tell by the
reproductions.
back, and the ones that were the original ones did not have grommets in them.
Yeah.
And because you wouldn't put a grommet in a sign that you're going to attach to a gas pump, for instance.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are fun. So I got these two things that I'm reducing inventory. And I have 4 interesting knives. And this one, I realized, I think I broke it. I didn't break it, but it needs, these copper rivets
Oh, I see.
are
Yeah.
coming off. And I have a guy that I think can fix those. But it's an interesting knife. You know what cosmoline is?
Well, it's like the rust inhibitor.
Yeah, it's almost like
Yeah.
Vaseline. Yeah. That one has cosmoline on it still. I think this one still has cosmoline on it.
Yeah, a lot of people buy these expensive knives and they never use them. And it's crazy
I
to
know.
me, but I guess unless you're a collector, you don't really understand.
I got in an argument with a guy a few weeks ago who has a knife sharpening business. And I walked in and he had a grinder. And I said, "Do you actually grind these knives?" "Oh, yeah, yeah." I said, because most of the guys use hones,
Yeah.
or the strops to really clean. And he was just a butcher, because they'll eventually just wear them out. But
Yeah.
I use a steel on. I haven't sharpened any of these. This is a cannulus. Now I don't know if this is actually a military. But did they make these? I haven't looked at these for a long time.
Yeah, because I know after the war they kind of like put them into
Yeah, that's a
like
pretty big
civilian
knife.
production as too, right?
Yeah.
Just kick that back on, but no, I think it's German because you got like little Hitler there.
Yeah, very.
Don't draw the mustache on him though.
Yeah.
No, I think I speak no German. I speak a little bit of Hungarian, and I thought almost every time you see the SZ, that's a Hungarian word. But I think this also comes
Wow.
out. You Googled that, and it comes up.
Gesito Shekreni.
There you go.
Okay. It could be also Polish, could be Croatian, could be.
I
But
don't know.
I
Do you know
think it
anybody that
is-
speaks Polish? That's what we need to find.
Well, I do.
Oh,
I was hoping this would tell me what it was translating from.
So, Polish language does not have apostrophes above E's. They do have above S, Z, N. Most likely it is, I'm thinking, either Czech or Hungarian. Fem epitoshkrene.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to tell me where
See,
it was
yeah, this
made here.
metal, this means metal worker, right? Isn't that what we said? It's like metal builder, you know.
Metal Bukestan.
Is that the city there?
Gapigen. Wort would be in Germany, right? But that's where it's maybe manufactured. But
Württemberg.
I mean,
Yeah.
this brand under license made throughout the Europe for all the countries, you know.
Sure.
So you would have this obviously
Yeah.
with different.
I just had the fantasy that.
Wow, look like they're pretty complete.
Yeah, that's just interesting. They all kind of go together. But I think one of the pictures we found, we've been doing a little bit
Dairy
of
Queen is?
time killing, I guess. But
I'll
it
show you on the
shows
map real quick here.
this box, how this might have been the tool box. So maybe you would buy the box, and then your dad would buy you 1 year.
And each drawer
Yeah.
would be for each set. Makes sense.
But the flaw in that is the boxes are all different sizes. So I don't, maybe this is something else they're advertising in the
I'm just
package.
going to show you where we're at
Yeah.
in
So
proximity.
it's just been kind of
Maybe
hard.
later on, what you do later on, I think, because some of them will have very similar pieces, right? So in one drawer, you're gonna keep just the.
Right, that
this
could be.
piece, and
So
then
you
we
would
could-
take them out of these,
I think so.
and then just look at all the.
Exactly.
Pretty
And you
much
would probably, you know,
Virginia Road, so we're
you could probably even use the inside.
gonna put our address.
Some
Oh,
of
that could
these,
be.
Take them
Oh,
out, you know, like
Yeah.
the little boxes. Take it out.
I hadn't thought of
put it
that.
in there.
So
Yeah,
we're
I hadn't
possible.
thought of that.
I mean, it's so nice that it's still complete. You got the
And
instructions.
here's the little tools, the little wrenches that
Yeah.
are still in their little
pretty much, you know,
little
here's-
German staples.
here's the
Just imagine how good a German staple is.
They're in that little.
No, this
shopping
is
complex.
nice and
And I told
yeah, look
Ryan
at
that.
this. It's all
See, here's a
complete.
wick. What's that say? I hadn't noticed that.
It's like behind the gas station.
It's almost like Achtung, but it's not.
Wichting. Yeah, it's got to be in German.
So I
German
told him
language,
that
yeah.
I had lived in Budapest for
Okay.
a while, and about every day, every other day or so, I would do this walk, and I would go by this camera shop, and the window was like a candy store
Really?
for anybody that knew about German and Russian and pre-war cameras, just all kinds of great brands and names. But I would go in, and I bought some really interesting things. I bought these. I
So
bought.
that came out of the
It came out of this camera
Oh,
shop.
interesting.
And I think and not speaking Hungarian and him not speaking English, I think what he explained is that he would buy an entire estate to get the guy's camera
I
collection.
see. Okay.
And then these were things that were like, they
Extras,
were over his, yeah.
over. So he still would be selling
Yeah.
them.
hit by a car a long time ago, but I'm gonna buy a whole
Anyway,
bunch of
I thought they would be something that you would appreciate.
I
And
like
that
them.
you could maybe make a buck or two on.
I mean,
and-
obviously, it takes a special buyer who's into that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that do collect the American retro sets, you know, from 40s, 50s, 60s. They usually came in those metal, nice metal
Right, the
boxes.
Gilbert was a good brand of
Yeah,
those.
so yeah, I'm definitely interested in this. I might have to wait a little bit for the buyer, you know, to find the right person. But I think there's money to be made with this.
And I brought these in and these in and that camera, but we already figured out that camera.
I thought this felt a little rough, like sharp, you know,
Like too nice or, well, but look at all the stuff
like
that
they
ended
didn't
up.
sand it down at all. They just kind of. So I was questioning if it was a reproduction,
Well, I've had.
but I couldn't say
Yeah, I
it's.
don't
It's
know.
very
Well,
like the blade looks like it's got age, but
Yeah,
I think it was made by
definitely
Camulus. Now, it may not have been made on a military
Yeah,
contract or not.
it might not be military issued, you know. Yeah, but it is an older piece. It is definitely the blade is correct. Shows some age to it.
Have you seen those pictures of them when they're charging up, you know, to put the flag up? I think if you look real closely, that guy's got that in his mouth. You have to look really close, though.
What's the story with this? You know anything about this?
I know nothing other than what the label says, and it doesn't tell us much. And I didn't notice this. The caps, those three heads for those rivets came off. And I was thinking I maybe just should keep that and
But
take it.
it's not that old though. many
No.
horses it says 1993.
Yeah.
So this is something probably
just
that you
interesting.
buy in a gift shop. You know, somewhere.
I have no idea where it came from.
You know,
It's been in my
Montana,
knife.
Colorado, one of the Indian reservations or something maybe.
You see, this kind of says.
What is it saying?
Do you have somebody that would repair that? You got a leather guy?
I don't know if it's worth it. To be
Yeah,
honest
well,
with
it may not be.
you. You know.
This just says buffalo rawhide, natural earth stains, brass tacks. I don't think they're. I guess they're brass. Trade beads, crow beads, deer. It just describes what
It
it is.
describes
yeah.
what it is.
Green
But even the
River
steel-
trade knife.
Even the steel is not the best quality. I
No.
mean, it's all kind of.
It almost looks like an
rusting
old
and-
kitchen knife that somebody cut down or
Exactly.
something. Yeah,
Exactly,
I'm not
so-
unrealistic about things like that. Anyway,
So this, I think, I wouldn't be interested.
that's okay, and I'm okay with that.
Is there? So this sheet came with this one, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
those three all
So
came.
this one I found one very similar in style, but the size is not right.
This is a big blade, so you probably found something
I
smaller blade.
found this 17-inch one.
Wow, even
That would be
bigger.
here to here.
Which I don't know what they're measuring 17 from
That's even,
the handle
that's maybe
to
12, 13 total.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
they're measuring from here to here or the whole thing, because that's a very long looking blade.
But it says that the
Oh,
blade
12
is
inch
12.
blade.
12-inch blade.
Yeah.
This is probably an 8
This
or a
is
9-inch
smaller,
blade.
Yeah, this is much smaller. I don't know if I would be actually interested in those.
Okay.
But I am interested in the knives. Definitely in these. And you guys already talked about the camera, right?
We made a big deal, yeah.
Big deal. Okay.
Big.
What are you thinking on this stuff?
Well, I told him I thought I would like to have
look.
two. See, yeah, there's one of
One
those.
more pup.
I thought I would like to have 200, and I think he thought that was too much. So that's
Okay.
kind of where we broke off negotiations. They were getting really heated. Not
Okay.
really. But shoot me back something. I'm not walking out with them, so that's not a strong thing
Okay.
for me to say.
What are you thinking about the knives? Maybe we can make a bundle. You have a number for those? You know what you would be?
Yeah,
I didn't
You
know
want to
this-
sell all of them? Just
No, I'm
One or
okay. I
two?
want to sell. I want
All
to
of them?
sell those three.
okay.
So let's. I don't know.
Just more comfortable.
I'll be real.
Yeah, I don't know.
275 for all that.
Anything we
plus
can do,
50 on the
so
cap.
chewing it up.
Are you okay with that?
She'll climb up once in a while and see people, but
250 sounds better.
And 50 for the so
50
300
for the
total.
camera, so 300 total.
I'm
You
good
good
with
with
that.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. That's nice. So we are doing 250 for this,
okay.
and then whatever you guys agreed, $50 on a camera.
Are you sure you don't want these?
I don't. I don't.
Don't you think they'd be
The
fun
steins
to drink
and
beer on?
all the, just that market
I actually
complete.
offered him 75 on the camera, I believe.
You did. I don't remember. That's fine.
Whatever you
Well, here,
guys agreed.
you
I
give me.
mean,
You give me 70.
Well, the
here,
evidence
let's
is
do
there.
I
this.
didn't hear that number between
Yeah.
you guys.
You do the 75 on the camera, and you own the steins. And I think if you look these up, you might be okay.
Yeah.
So we're not changing any
Yeah, I
more
didn't
money.
even look them up. I just figured, people wouldn't want them, but
Well, that means we are changing money from 300 to 325, right?
Okay.
Because you said 75, I
Yeah.
said 250 on this.
Yep.
Let's
I
shake it
didn't-
again, 3 1/4. I'm okay with that.
Shall we keep talking and see if we can get it to 350? Oh, see the bird. No.
Can
Quit
you
talking.
throw anything else in?
I got an old Toyota car.
It's all good, nice.
No, that's great.
Like you have the whole battalion of 67 soldiers standing next to each other, in front of the
I
building,
think we
and
have
they
a
would,
fish back there.
yeah, and they would use that type of camera.
But these control the speed in which it sweeps, I guess. So
Ah.
you would put one on there.
Okay, that locks. What do you mean? How would that control speed?
Because I think the wind resistant or something.
Slower it goes.
So like that's
so it's like super slow mo now.
yeah. But I think if we redid it again with the smaller one here,
So
I think it'd be a much
Can I
quicker.
stop this in the middle or? Yeah. So if you put the
not so
tiny
small.
guy. Oh, look at that. This is amazing technology back then, right? I
Yeah.
mean, this is all mechanical, but it's like by installing a different flap, you get different speed. And then if you really wanna go like super fast, just go without it, right? So
Yeah.
it's like immediate. That's crazy how the. All right, that locks, and look at that. Wow.
And then he was telling me that, you know, your film would, pull
slide
out here.
yeah. It's amazing that this is still fully functional. It's probably late 1900s, early 1900s. Who makes this stuff? Is there a name?
Yeah, it's back here. It's El Vista.
How is this open?
Yeah, it just pops open. I had it open. You closed it when you turned it, I guess.
Well, you know I'm gonna take this thing apart. I just have to. I gotta see the guts.
There's probably little people in there that draw the photo for you.
Keep running around?
Yeah,
Really quick?
they just look through the lens as it's rotating and they draw the picture. We're free! Yeah, there's even a little piece of film or something in here.
That's actually pretty simple. The mechanism is on top here. There's still no access to that back flap. Well, I love it. This is a very cool piece. What do you guys think? Drop a comment below. Drop a comment if you ever used one. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
She's looking at your stuff. She's working hard.
Says, okay, I want this, this, and that.
that cardboard so it doesn't blow away.
What are you buying today, baby boo? What is that?
Well, I was just wondering, Cambridge is in England, right?
Correct.
What part of England?
That's a very good question.
Sleepy.
I don't know
Oh.
where exactly Cambridge is.
Okay.
She's knocked out.
It is in England, though?
Hard to find,
It has to be.
pets like that.
This, I wonder what year is this? Zippo. Looks
like
to me
they
like
take
this is
care of her.
probably from
God
early
bless.
2000s.
Spoiled.
I'll make
Well,
you a
that-
deal on it.
Okay.
I'm asking $25. What you offer?
Well, I got about 10.
I think I paid more than that.
Oh, really?
Come
Oh,
on,
dang.
you gotta do a little bit better than that.
I don't know, 15?
Can you do 20?
You got a deal, straight from Baby Boo.
I love you. Thank you.
How much was that again?
20.
All right, I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
I'm back for that beautiful English lighter.
And I believe,
Yeah, did you
don't
look it
quote
up?
me, but I think Cambridge is just outside of London. Probably like half an
London.
hour away.
And London,
Yeah,
England.
yeah, so-
London, is that different than England or London, England?
What do you
What, I
think?
mean, what does it go
Well-
with here? Like, you know, Sicily goes with Italy, and then there's Rome, and then there's, the whole deal. But
you got-
what's the deal with
you got the
what's the deal
Rome
with England? What's
in
the deal with
Italy.
England?
What's the deal with them?
What's the deal with them?
So London is the major city on the island, which is UK, which is British, which is England, right?
Okay.
We call them all kinds of names, right?
Okay, yeah.
But Cambridge, I think, is just outside of London. Now Sicily, on the other hand, it's part of Italy, but it's its own island, right? So Sicily
That's correct, yes.
sits,
Yes, yes.
in the middle of
We
Mediterranean Sea.
fought
So
for that.
we did.
Well, I did.
All right, cool.
All right, well, $20
$20.
on card.
On a card,
Yes.
you got it. So before we go today, Matthew, you were asking about the doctor's bag. Still decent bag. Why? Before we end today's video, Ruby, come on. Matthew. Matthew. I know you were. I will never finish this video. I know you were interested. Can you guys believe that? This will never end. Cut! Maybe we can finish it now because she's here now and she's fine. Matthew, I know you messaged me about this bag. It is available. I'm asking $60, but I want you to know the condition of the bag. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. They're pretty rough on this bag. Otherwise, mechanically, you can open it up. It works good. The handle is pretty rough as well. Depending where are you located, shipping will be between 12 to like 18 bucks. Yeah, but it's available. Give me a jingle here in the shop or send me a message again via email and we'll wheel and deal on it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one. Right? Say cheers. Say cheers. Cheers. Look at this. What did you do? Tell me. This went up in price.